Welcome to the show, Devang.
Thank you.
How have you been doing?
All great.
All great. I'm very excited to understand risk analysis from your end, considering you're from debt, and people look at debt as a slightly less riskier option. So I would want you to put more emphasis on risk analysis, very specifically when it comes to debt products.
So you're right. See, completely. I think when you are investing in any kind of products, it is important to understand for an investor the risk which he can be exposed to at any point of time. And please understand, everything which gives returns, there are always associated risks.
Yes.
In fixed income products, when you're talking about specifically debt funds, okay, you need to focus on, there are three elements which actually helps in generating returns.
Okay.
So the first aspect is more, which is the duration.
Okay.
The second aspect is more, which is credit, accrual, which is also called.
Yes.
And the third aspect which helps us in generating returns is liquidity.
Okay.
And there are risks associated with all the three aspects on fixed income products.
Okay.
And it is very, very important for investors to understand as per their risk appetite, as per their goals and investment horizon. They need to focus on all these risks and understand in detail.
You spoke a lot about risk analysis of the self, right? Now, if I'm a new investor, how do I go about doing so? Are there any ways or methodologies or tools that I can use to get a better assessment of my risk character?
So what I would always advise a new fixed income investor is, first and foremost, SEBI has done a beautiful job. Okay, they have actually categorized funds as per your investment horizon. So if you need a fund for just investing in one day, okay, you can get and invest in an overnight category fund. Similarly, if you want to invest in for a 3-year product, okay, you have certain specified goals that I will need this money after 3 years. You have a short-term fund for that. Similarly, if your investment horizon is very long, there are certain investors who are generally in their mid-30s, mid-40s, who are planning for their retirement. They are looking at a 20-30-year investment goal structures. You have a long duration fund for that category. So depending on your time investment horizon, an investor should first assess that what is his period of investment. Okay. The second more important aspect is what is his return expectation. If he is generally a conservative investor, and that is what you specified also, fixed income investor looking at some kind of traditional solutions like FD and trying to target a similar return. If you are a traditional investor which is looking at conservative options, you should always invest in less aggressive products with lesser duration, more quality focus. That should be the thought process. Where you are not taking a pure credit play. Similarly, there are a set of investors who actually are looking at more tactical opportunities in fixed income market. And that can be the play either through the duration part or the accrual part. The duration part, you need to assess the macroeconomic indicators. For every fixed income product, I think assessment of the macroeconomic analysis is very, very needy. And it is it's a base thing. So I think it is important to assess the macroeconomic environment, assess your investment goals and your time frame of investment. And on all these three parameters, you should decide your fixed income investments.
Oh, nice. Where does the riskometer or risk profiling comes at the asset level? In debt, is it as important as it is in equities?
It is. So I would say a riskometer is a very, very important tool. So it's a part of our fact sheet disclosures. You can go onto our website and all the important documents of the fund which specifies what is the riskometer, and it helps you to understand. So as I told you, in a fixed income fund, the parameters which gives you risk is one, the duration element adds to the risk, because higher the duration, you can see more volatility in your returns. If you are actually a very, very conservative investor, and supposedly if you have a rate hike environment, if you by mistake invested in a very, very long duration product, with the increase in rates, you will start seeing mark-to-market losses. So the most important aspect in a riskometer, it highlights on certain parameters, or one, how is the duration profile of the fund, and the important aspect which they focus also is on the quality. So what is the underlying credit quality of the fund? How much is invested in AAA, how much is invested in AA, and on the assets where you are investing in lesser liquid and lower rated papers, the riskometer keeps on increasing. So these are the two important drivers for riskometer. There is an also added element of potential risk class matrix, the PRC matrix, which helps you to assess what is the fund. If the PRC is generally if the value is very high, it is considered to be a very quality bias fund. Similarly, if it is a very low PRC value, then probably it is considered to be a slightly lower rated, or you have a lower rated composition is very high. So you should first, an investor should assess his investment horizon and then focus on the riskometer as well as the PRC values, which helps you in deriving and understanding which category of fund suits best as per his risk profile.
There's one question that I have. If the PRC is low, does that mean the chances of delivering alpha is more?
So see, always it is like the higher the risk which you take,
I wanted to
generally understand. The higher the returns are. And as I explained you, in fixed income, the very big two levers for generating returns has always been one, the duration call which you take on a fund. It is very macro linked. So you focus on growth, you focus on inflation parameters, you focus on where the interest rate cycle is going. So these are the important variables which you should focus on, and that leads to your duration call. If you are very at the peak of the interest rate cycle, generally investors want to invest in a longer duration product because they want to get benefit of the falling interest rate cycle and probably get some additional returns. The second big element which helps you to generate return in fixed income products, one is duration, the second element is credit, which is by investing in lower rated papers.
Makes sense.
Now when you are investing in those AA and single A papers, you generally get 100 to 200 to 300 basis of alpha and additional returns, depending on the market and macro environment, you get those returns additional. So obviously if you go down the riskometer, or if you go on investing in lower rated papers, definitely the return is higher. But please understand, it is with subject to market risk. And there are associated risks with fixed income products also, and the two major risks are duration and credit, and which are very clearly highlighted in a riskometer or a PRC matrix, which helps you to understand what are the underlying risks.
This conversation has been an eye-opener for me, and definitely I know a lot more about analyzing debt funds. Also PRC is a game changer in my mind. So thank you very much for your time, and I really enjoyed having this conversation. I hope to do many more conversations like these where we bring debt and debt products into mainstream so that everybody can invest in it like we do. Thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to talking to you.
Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.